Could it be impaction? Could it be parasites? Could it be something, was there a worm stuck in his throat? But we didn't just feed him. We fed him in the morning, so is that a prolapse? Is his insides coming out? My mind was going a mile a minute, and I did tons of research before getting axolotls, and I've been continually doing research, and it did not prepare me for this.
Hey everybody, it's Susie Q, and I'm here to show you just what I do. I have a passion for fish and exotics too, so come along with me. It's Susie Q. Hey everybody, it's Susie Q.
Welcome to QueAquatics and Exotics. And today is not the best part of my journey, but it is a part of my journey, and I want to share it with you. I came upstairs and told me something is wrong with Lucy. Lucy is our 2-year-old male axolotl. And he's in a tank with another male axolotl, and he was in trouble. As you can see, he was thrashing about, tipping upside down. It looked like he was in excruciating pain. I didn't know what to do, so the first thing I took him out and put him in a quarantine tank. The quarantine tank wasn't cool enough, so I did a quick water change and cooled the water down. Because axolotls are cold water amphibians. But I can tell you one thing, watching him flop around was hurting. I was willing to do whatever it took to help ease his pain. The other males seemed to be just fine, swimming around, so here's some of the stuff that I did. So some of the things that I started thinking, if it's a parasite, let me put in general cure. If I put in general cure, is it okay for axolotls? And then I thought, okay, what if it's not a parasite? What if there's something stuck? You see, he's thrashing about. It's almost like he's in pain. And then I didn't know if I was anthropomorphizing, whatever that word is. I didn't know if I was projecting my feelings onto him. And in the meantime, my daughter and I were both researching, why is my axolotl thrashing about? What is going on? And as you can see, he looks like he's in pain. He looks like he's gasping for air, although I do know axolotls don't gasp for air. But that's what he looked like. Then I saw his genitals, seemed to be swollen. My daughter said, "Oh my God, he's splitting apart at the seams." So then I started thinking, look up mating. Look up axolotls mating. And what does the male do? They lay sperm. And then I started watching a couple, even though there's 2 males in the tank, if it's his first time laying sperm, maybe he was having a hard time doing it. My daughter and I went back and forth. After we tested everything, we just didn't know what else to do for him. I massaged his belly, then I put extra stress coat in the water because I don't usually handle my axolotls like that. They have a nice slime coat on them. But I wanted to make sure, I wanted to feel to see if I could feel any sand or impaction or anything going on. And I didn't feel anything down there. I didn't feel anything on his belly side. Aside from that, he looked great. He looks great. Nothing prepared me for this, so I was prepared to turn the light off and just come down and check every couple hours. There was nothing else I can do. I was in a quarantine tank. He was in fresh, clean water. I did put general cure in there. And then I read on a Facebook post that don't put general cure in with your axolotl. So then I did a water change. I'm like, oh my God. I felt so helpless. I felt helpless. I didn't know what else to do. So my daughter and I talked about it. We kind of thought it's a good possibility he's laying sperm for the first time. he was just having a hard time, or maybe didn't know what to do. But we didn't know what else to do, so that kind of calmed us down enough that, okay, there's nothing we can do. We'll just have to see what happens. And I came down and checked on him in a couple hours, and he seemed a lot calmer. His gills were not as deep, that deep purple. And so I went back to bed. And the next morning I came down, and he's fine. He's fine. As you can see here, his gills are back to normal. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know if you've ever had an axolotl or have had extensive experience with an axolotl, but if you've ever seen this kind of behavior, I would love to know what you think is going on with my axolotl. I personally am going to go with, he was laying sperm for the first time, even though there were 2 males in the tank. That's what I'm going with. I looked around the tank. I didn't see any sperm in the tank, but I did a quick water change because I put the general cure in, and then somebody on Facebook, well, Facebook police, said, don't put general cure in with your amphibian. Okay, so I did a water change real quick. I was just desperate. I was desperate, and I did so much research and never came across this scenario. Even doing research as it was happening, I still didn't come about. My axolotl is thrashing around, flipping upside down. He was chest bumping his chest into the glass. Other than that, he looked great. But I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm going to keep him in the quarantine tank. My daughter wants me to put a female in with him in case he's laying sperm or trying to lay sperm. They are side by side in tanks. Now, I don't know if they can see each other or if it's a scent thing. I mean, they're not real good hunters with their sight, but they're really good with their scent. So I'm kind of at a loss, but I know that it scared me. And I also know, I know me, and I know how much research I do before even getting an animal, let alone once I have an animal. I continually do research to see what these group of people think, you know, and what this group of people thinks, and what these experts think, and what those experts think, just so I have a head full of knowledge or some ideas of choices when something like this happens. Well, either I panicked or I was clueless or just did the best I could. And I am, right now he's doing good. I'm going to keep an eye out on his poop to see if there's any sand in it. I'm also going to keep an eye out on his poop. I'm thinking about getting a microscope to see if there's any parasites. I mean, because he does get worms. He eats worms all the time. So I'm going to check for parasites, and he seems to be doing okay. I'm going to keep him in his quarantine tank. I'm going to have to do some water changes because it's a pretty small tank. It's a 10-gallon. But wish me luck. And thanks, guys. Thanks for coming and seeing my total panic at night, what I was going to do. I thought he was dying. My heart was slowly fading away, and I felt so powerless. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I did everything I thought to do. I tested the water, all was good. I put him in a quarantine tank. I gave him antibiotics, and I gave him general cure, and then I changed the water again because maybe I shouldn't have given him general cure. I massaged his belly. I put extra stress coat in because I was touching him and moving him around. And I did everything but put a female in the tank with him. So I think I'm just going to see how it goes. You know, this is my journey. So I wanted to document it because I'd never seen anything like this before. But as you can see, he looks very good now. So I would love to hear any experience that you have with your axolotl. So thanks for checking out Lucy, my male axolotl, 2-year-old, middle of the night debacle. Ooh. I'm going to keep a close eye on him. I'm going to keep a close eye on his feces to see if I can find anything. And I'm going to keep him in quarantine tank for a little while. So if you have any ideas, I would love to see them in the comment. And thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you next time.
Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Nah, hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. So come along with me. Said I'm Susie Q.